We have come to meet with Mr. President over the security situation in the country and other matters of governance. The recent security challenges this country is facing requires that we work very closely. We had debates in the two chambers of the National Assembly last week, and resolutions were taken. But we have come to discuss with Mr. President the way forward, what we feel about some of these security challenges, and also to ask him what he thinks we should do. Even though in the Senate we still have our committee, ad hoc committee, to work and come up, fashion out specific measures that we believe should be taken. But in the interim, there is need for us as a government to ensure that we provide a way out to tackle the security challenges, and then in the intermediate and the long term, we should be able to also come up with some strategies, the roadmap to ensure that we secure the lives and property of Nigerians. Yes, we discuss everything that matters as far as the security of this country is concerned. We believe that it is imperative that we're able to provide those necessary equipment and welfare for the armed forces of this country and the police to ensure that they're able to operate and perform efficiently and effectively. Yeah, the president was forthcoming. Of course, as the leader of this country, is more worried than anybody else about the situation. So we were on the same page that we should be able to do whatever it takes to ensure that the security agencies are able to perform better than they're doing now. You see, in matters of security, of course, as a government, as leaders, we are supposed to lead. But when it concerns security, every single citizen matters in this. So it's for all of us to ensure, as citizens as well as leaders, to ensure that we are playing our part as is necessary. But I believe that now the time has come. We have reached a tipping point that everybody in Nigeria is concerned about the security situation, and therefore we are all prepared. That's why we have come to meet with Mr. President as members, as leaders of the National Assembly, on behalf of our colleagues, to discuss the way forward. And of course, I believe that citizen participation in this is critical and crucial. Definitely we are looking into technology, but we don't want to divulge everything, discuss about security, but I believe that the issue of technology is important. You need drones these days. You need to minimize the casualties of your armed forces, and therefore you apply technology and you become more efficient. So, but it is also critical that because we are dealing with human beings, you are asking the military, you are asking the police to go out and fight insurgents, to fight kidnappers and bandits. You also need to do something for their welfare. How do they live? Where do they live? What is the condition of their schools for their children, and so on and so forth. So these are issues that are very important and could have very impactful outcomes when we're able to do the right things, and we'll do them.
Well, thank you. Let me first of all very quickly say something. We need to get it straight. Is the president as concerned as we are? Answer, probably more. Is the president looking to do something about it? Answer, yes. The question of security is uppermost in his mind, and he opened us to us. And you must understand that some communications are privileged. But I suffice to say that the president is concerned, and he intends to do something about our challenges. Now, opinions are divided. The generality of opinion is that the service chiefs should go. Okay, that was evident in our debate, both in the House and in the Senate. But sometimes you don't want a knee-jerk reaction. Sometimes many of us identify that something drastic needs to be done. We do identify it, agree with that. But there's also the school of thought that says, well, all over the world, I mean, we're talking about banditry, we're talking about kidnapping, we're talking about murder. Now, some people have argued that what has the armed forces got to do with that? Anywhere in the world. What has the Navy got to do with that? Anywhere in the world. What has the Air Force got to do with kidnapping anywhere in the world? So the question then arises that if you change the service chiefs, does that address the issue of kidnapping and banditry? Because those are outfits that are set up for external aggression, for times of war. But it's the police that is set up for internal security, such as what we are all witnessing. So that's talking about service chiefs. The Inspector General of Police, has he met up to his responsibilities? The question is, if we now limit it to the Inspector General of Police, many will argue with it that he has done a very good job, and many will argue with you that he is Armstrong, straight-jacketed. There's very little he can do in the face of no equipment, no funding, and no. We did explain to Mr. President that we have to increase funding. We have to recruit more, and we're talking. Mr. President has gone, even right here now, we have gone up to set up a committee that will periodically review the issue of security and other things that may come up, that will meet, periodically, maybe once a month, once every 6 weeks, that will involve the two arms of government and the party. So I think major progress was made in this discussion, in this meeting, which is a meeting that lasted over an hour, and I believe Nigerians will begin to see traction and begin to see changes. Tell me, that will be unfolded in due course. It will be unfolded in due course. But you can be sure that that steps were taken, concrete steps were taken in that direction.